But Susan has been a speaker for us many years. She is truly world famous as an expert on dating and flirting and romantic relationships. She's spoken for us all over Australia. She's spoken for us all over the United States, many of the major cities. And somehow we keep on persuading her to come and speak more for us. She speaks for us here in the San Francisco Bay Area at least once a year. And we're delighted that she continues to come and visit with us. And Susan does have some handouts. Did you want to give some of those out, or do you have a few left? Because I think they may all be gone by now, I don't know. Anyway, hopefully you'll take some notes on what she has to say, because everything that she says is memorable. Maybe you could hand me a copy of your book here, The Irresistible. There we go, thank you. She's the author of many books. The one I'm going to hold up is her first book and her most famous book, How to Be Irresistible to the Opposite Sex. So at the end of the talk, if you enjoy her talk, go on over and visit with her and find out about all of her books and tapes and workshops and so forth. She is a complete industry in and of herself. Now, normally when she speaks for us, she speaks about how to flirt, because she is one of the top flirting experts in the world, but we decided to do something a little bit different this year. She has a new topic. I don't know if you've given this talk before or not. It's a brand new talk. I haven't heard it. You haven't even heard it yourself because you haven't given it yet. And it's quite a fun topic. You know, normally when I originally approached her, I said, you know, this is the new year. This is the first big party of the new year, so everybody's going to want to know how to find love in 2012. So that was the original topic. And then later on I talked to her and found out she had a whole new website, and it's all about drama-free relationships. How many people have been in a relationship that was not drama-free? Raise your hand if you've been in a relationship that was not drama-free. You know what we're talking about. All right, so you know what we're talking about. Susan is going to talk about how to find a drama-free relationship in 2012. So we slightly changed the topic. And many of you, I'm sure, have seen her on television. She's been interviewed on many of the major shows over the years. I can't remember the names of all of them, but you know, you name it, she's been on it. She's done a lot of print interviews as well. Would you please welcome Susan Bradley.
Thank you, Rich. Oh, it's always a pleasure to come up here. I'm from Carmel, so I come from a very boring place compared to Tiburon, right, in San Francisco. No, I walked in this room and I went, wow, I think I'll sit out there in the audience and let somebody else do the talking. I want to enjoy it here. So I'm Susan Bradley, and when I started this whole concept of drama-free relationships, and then I created the website, mydramafreerelationship.com. It's like inviting Santa Claus to be on your website, right? Like people said to me, I want a drama-free relationship. How do you get a drama-free relationship? Is that even possible? So what do you think? Is it possible? Yeah, okay. And how many of you really want a drama-free relationship? Raise your hand really high, really high. Maybe for extra emphasis, both hands, yes. Okay, great. So a lot of you have been experiencing in your past, perhaps somebody broke your heart. How many people have had their heart broken at least once? Every hand should be up in the room, or you've never been in love, right? You will have your heart broken if you go out there and try to find love and be love and have someone understand you. My partner Al is here tonight, and we've really been working on making sure our life is drama-free. You know, it's not enough to just have your relationship be drama-free. You want your life to be drama-free. What does that mean? Does that mean that you will lose the excitement? What do you think? No, the negative drama you just don't need. You definitely don't need the negative drama. So would it be okay if I told you a little bit about myself and why I think drama-free is so important? Now, I'm wearing red, right? I start off the night changing in the men's room. Now, how's that for drama? Not realizing I was in there. Knock, knock, knock. Debbie comes, Susan, you're in the wrong place. I said, I didn't see any urinals walking in there. And then I went, oh, okay. So what about me makes me want to be, impart the whole drama-free? Probably because I've had enough drama in my life. Wouldn't you think? Right? Someone who wants to teach something usually is that person who wants to learn it themselves. So I have found over the years mastering, allowing my life to be more drama-free has been incredible. So the other side of drama is creating a relationship where you partner and you prosper. So I want everyone to say that. I want to partner and prosper. That's right. I want to partner and prosper. It's not prosper and partner. It's partner and prosper. Because I truly believe that if you create a drama-free relationship, you will be able to prosper in every area of your life. In every area. Because some people have so much drama they can't even work on their life. Because there's always a fire to put out. So I was a single mom. How many people have been a single mom? Okay. Single dads? Any single dads in the room? Okay, raise your hand. And when I first started writing my book, How to Be Irresistible to the Opposite Sex, all I ever said was, I know the opposite of irresistible. Like I was married to a doctor and divorced, right? And there was plenty of drama. How many of you have had the kind of drama where you're in court all the time over custody issues? Raise your hand if you've had some of that. Yeah, it's okay, raise your hand. So there was, even on my daughter's almost 18th birthday, her father took me back into court again. I said, oh, for crying out loud, she's going to be 18. And his attorney said, you want a hearing on her birthday? He goes, oh, it might be the best birthday she ever had, right? So that's drama, definitely. And so I got to the point, because he was a doctor and he would hire 2 attorneys, and one of them was a former judge, to little old me, is I learned how to be my own attorney. I filed everything. I wasn't going to keep spending thousands of dollars in court because he wanted to prove something. So I've had the drama in my life. I tried to keep that drama away from my daughter so that she could be a healthy, beautiful young lady, and she really is that today. You know, how did I do that? I had to, sometimes when you're going in, how many people are going through a divorce right now? Anybody? Anyone in the room? Nobody? Few people? I had to like really psych myself up to go into the courtroom. And I remember dressing like an attorney and carrying a briefcase to one of the hearings. And I sat down, and this was such a great day. So I sat down next to this woman, and we were talking about our children and, you know, my one daughter. And then the doors opened to the courtroom. We walk in, and I realized the woman I had been talking and sharing my daughter's stories, she had shared her son's stories, was the attorney for my former husband. Now, that was a godsend. Why? Because after sitting next to me, thinking I was an attorney, and hearing me talk with love about my daughter, there was no way that she could really fight for my former husband, who was really, this was just his way of throwing money around and trying to prove a point. The one good thing I will say about all that is he was always a good loser, because he lost every single hearing we ever had. But as long as he went for it, he was happy, right? So, and he even would buy me dinner afterwards. So it was kind of a, you know, you'd look at that and go, I don't need that kind of drama in my life. But the main thing for me was that I didn't have the money to spend on all these attorneys. So I had to do something. I had to learn how to deal with it emotionally. If I wanted to cry, I'd run to the restroom, cry, and come back, right? I remember taking a legal dictionary into one of the hearings, because when you represent yourself, guess what? You can talk to the judge. You can talk to the magistrate. You can say what you want. And so I brought in my legal dictionary. I stuck it there just for a prop. And the attorney said some foul language. I said, flipping through the dictionary, I don't think that's a legal term. And the judge, I thought, was going to fall on the floor and laughing about that. And they said, oh, yeah, you with your legal dictionary. And I'm like, well, really, I don't find that term in this dictionary. And so it was actually a time to grow up and learn the court system and learn how to prevent other people from suffering from negative drama. So a little bit more about Susan Bradley and why I'm here teaching drama-free is that as a single mom, and when I left my husband, he said to me this. He said, I'm going to force you to come back to me. You're going to come crawling on your hands and knees back to me. I'm going to break you financially. I was like, wow. Wow, that really makes me want to come back. Can you give me any other incentives? Well, I really know I love you, nothing like that, right? It actually did me a favor, because every time he did that, it made me stronger. It made me stronger. And I know you have been through things that make you stronger too. So we got through all that. When my daughter graduated from college, I flew to Colorado, and her father came in from, he's living in Thailand now, and he said to me, thanks for doing such a great job with our daughter. So you can take something that is like explosive, mean, nasty, and completely quelch it and turn it around. Turn it around to the point that you can have the life that you want, your children can have the life, you can have the life, everybody's happy, right? So it's really possible. And that was really beautiful for him to say, to honor me in that way. And because never was there ever a doubt that I didn't love my daughter or that he didn't love his daughter. It was really all about all those other issues. The issues that keep us from having the life that we want. And as a single mom, I mean, he did a good job. He did a good job trying to break me financially, but it just made me stronger. So anything that happens to you this year is just going to make you what? Say, I'm going to get stronger. Great. And I hope none of those issues have ever happened to you. And I like to tell people, I've had so many things happen to me, it doesn't even faze me anymore, right? So I use the word drama for another reason. There's D, the big D in drama. It's at the bottom of your sheet that's there. So you don't want to look for relationships where somebody has divorce drama like I had, right? There's too much divorce drama. You're going to be, if you're a guy helping a woman going through divorce drama, as soon as it gets calmed down and she gets to focus on her life and what she really wants, she might not want you in the life anymore, right? You're the knight in shining armor that gets left behind. And if you're the woman helping the man going through the divorce, once the dust clears, he might not, he needs time to figure out what the heck does he want for himself. He knows what he doesn't want. We all know when a relationship ends what we don't want, right? So the D in drama stands for people who have divorce drama. You want to avoid that. Otherwise, your life is going to be full of drama. So Al, would you come on up? So Al comes into my life, and he did not have any drama in his life. And then he
no drama, drama-free.
Give him a hand. Say hi.
Hello, everyone. Happy New Year.
So Al has no drama. In fact, he runs marathons and meditated, and he had this quiet life. Sometimes he'll still say to me, what happened to my life? I mean, I think he loves
Where'd it go?
He loves his life. But we definitely got together, and we partnered up, and we've prospered. We've prospered in ways because we had a focus on being drama-free. So at the top of your worksheet that I gave you, it gives you some things that you can all do to have your life be more drama-free. And I'm going to start with the men. But ladies, you might want to share this with men that you know as well. One of the things that men don't realize, and I don't have my notes in front of me so I can't go in order, I'm going to go by memory, is one thing that's really, really important is that men keep chasing women. Keep pursuing your woman, right? Every day in every way, you want to make her feel like you still want her. And I have guys that'll say, well, I told her a long time ago I loved her. We're like, well, if you're not telling her every day, she doesn't remember. And she doesn't know that if you still love her. Ladies, if you agree with me, say aye. Yes. We need to, even in small ways, you need to make her feel pursued. And part of that pursuit is keeping a woman in her feminine. I'm an aggressive businesswoman. I used to have short hair. I grew it long just so I wouldn't look so aggressive, right? I mean, I have a few different businesses, and I love business. I love marketing, and my heart really is in helping people with their love life. That's my biggest heart. The rest of it is about creating passive income and business systems with Al so that we can have a life where we can help you and other people, and we can have a great life ourselves. See, when I first started speaking for Rich, I was living in Ohio. And I would go anywhere to get out of Ohio. Right? Now I'm in Carmel, and you want me to go to Kansas City? I don't think so. Oh, it's winter there? I don't think so. No, I don't think I want to do that. And I would go to Chicago to teach every year. I always went the day the biggest snowstorm they ever had, right? So now that I'm here in Carmel and Al and I are together, we really worked on having a drama-free relationship. One of the things that, I'm going to share what happened today.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So we're packing the car to go, and he gets this attitude in his voice and says, we're only going for 24 hours, right?
8 bags.
It's not 8 bags, 7. But anyway. And I'm like, and I looked at him like, I'm getting frustrated because I just want to get in the car, right? Now, we could have some drama about this, and we can learn from this situation. So I'm like, a little irritated that he's even saying anything at all, because I know what needs to go on that table, and he doesn't, right? And I just need what I need. How many women are with me like you'd rather have more than what you need than not have what you need? Raise your hands. Okay, you know what I mean? Okay, great. Next time I'll pack less. So he's like, and then he says it a couple times. I'm like, this is not a time to go there, right? And finally I said, we get in the car, we're packed, and I said, can you please find a teachable moment to share that information? If you want me to pack later next time, find a teachable moment. He goes, oh, that's really good. I like that, right? So we all respond to that, where we can cut out a lot of drama just by avoiding saying certain things. Like, one thing a man should never say when a woman's upset, and I'm sure ladies are going to agree with me on this one, relax. Relax. Yeah, you hear it? Just relax. Now, gentlemen, has that ever worked? I know none of the men in this room have ever said that to a woman. Relax, just chill out. It doesn't. That is like, you want to put a match to the gasoline, that will create more drama really fast, just saying that, right? So going back to my list on things to do to make sure your relationship occurs more drama-free is to realize that emotional closeness is really important in a relationship. And a woman or a man could sit right next to each other, sitting with their arms around each other, and still feel very alone. How many of you have ever felt that? You've had a relationship, you feel very alone, even though you're arm in arm, because you're not connecting. You know, so it's really important to focus on connecting emotionally. And you know, it's easier actually said than done. Because you've got to be willing to work on it. You know, having a drama-free relationship is first saying, I want a drama-free relationship. So I want you to just say that out loud, to hear what it sounds like. So everybody in the room, help everyone out. 1, 2, 3, I want a drama-free relationship. Okay, now say it really loud with drama. Want a drama-free relationship. Okay, everybody do a drama. Throw one arm up in the air and say, I want a drama-free relationship. Come on, Oscar, you can do better than that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I want a drama-free relationship. Okay, great. And you know what I'm talking about, the kind that doesn't put your heart through a meat grinder, right? There's all these red flags in the early, there's all these red flags in the beginning of a relationship. And it isn't until the 91st day. Do you ever notice that relationships are great the first 90 days? And it's the 91st day that you find out that her last 6 husbands died mysteriously. It's the 91st day that you find out that he's been living in his car around the corner just waiting for you to fall in love enough with him so you can say, come on and move in. You know, we'll save money if we live together, right? So it's funny, but it's also, you're laughing because it's true, right? We get ourselves emotionally involved, you know that word drama again? So we've got the D was don't date people who have a lot of divorce drama, or you're taking your risks. The R is don't date any reprobates. How many people know what a reprobate is? Anybody? We had a discussion on this over dinner. My girlfriend wrote a song about that. She always fell in love with people who were on probation. Reprobates, you know, they had to go through probation over and over again. Okay, so no reprobates, okay? And then the DR, A, don't date people and fall in love with people who have a lot of anger issues, okay? No anger issues. And then the M, this is easy, don't date people who are married, already in a relationship, right? And then how many of you have ever been, you've fallen for someone and they've hidden from you that they were either A, already in a relationship, or B, they were married, right? And I'll tell you a story about a woman that I met in another state. And I somehow just had this intuition the guy she was dating was not right for her. We need to listen to our intuitions right away. And for guys, the gut sense. So I kept saying, oh, you're wasting your time in this relationship, blah, blah, blah. I go to California, and I'm taking a seminar. This woman walks by, and we start talking, and she hands me her card, and I look at it, and I went, oh, I know you. I remember you from when I taught seminars in that other state. I don't want to say it because I don't want to reveal that. And she sits down and tells me that she finds out that that guy was married for the 16 years that they were in a relationship. Okay? And what he would do is he said he worked in the Middle East, and he would fly into the airport. Actually, he drove in the airport, parked his car in the parking lot. She would pick him up. They'd go stay with her, right? Like, oh, is that drama? And how she finds out is that she's at work one day and somebody came in to use her services and plopped out pictures of their wedding pictures, right? That whole time. Nobody wants to go through that, but people can be duped, right? Some people are really good at making us believe that, we're all that, and their stories are real. And sometimes we don't really want to know the truth. How many of you have ever been there? Tell the truth. Yeah, you don't really want to know the truth, right? How many people have ever been, don't even have to raise your hands, but you've been cheated on, right? Yes. That is horrible. That was why I got my divorce, right? With his secretary who was born on the same day as me, 1 year younger, right? So talk about drama, right? It happens. But, I was so young then, I didn't know the concept of drama. When someone said to me, you don't have to have drama. You don't have to have even a flat tire in your car. I'm like, never have a flat tire? Yeah, you don't have to have a flat tire. Just change your tires often enough. And you aren't taking a risk to have a flat tire. So I started myself with my drama-free diet, as I would put it, is even looking at paying certain bills so I never have to think about them. I pay them once a year. And one of the students at one of my weekend retreats, it's called Breaking Through Love Barriers, said, oh, I pay all my bills for the whole year. I go, you must be rich, right? How can you do that? He said, well, I just started with the smaller bills. So I like now getting a bill from PG&E that says I have a credit, right? Oh, I don't have to worry about that for another month. And I just keep sending money. And as long, I don't have to ever worry about the electricity being shut off when I'm traveling and I forget to pay the bill. So that's one way that you can make your life drama-free, just by not having certain things be an issue. How many of you want this year to be the best year ever? Best year. Okay, so we're at the beginning. You want it, really want this to be the best. I'm not kidding, the best year ever, right? I told you I'd tell you about myself, and I'm going to tell you a few things because I want you to learn from them and grow. So I got the man, right? And I've had a lot of different men. I've had the bad boy, I've had the rich boy, I've had the one that didn't have any money, the starving artist, all that, right? So I've done all the things I'm telling you don't do. But what I learned by Al saying, why don't we create, a life of ease? And I translated it into drama-free. I said, okay, so I've got the man. He's wonderful. He's awesome. He keeps me in my feminine, right? And that's important. And we bought a dream house together. It's really gorgeous. It's really awesome, unbelievable. And the thing about it is that we wouldn't have done it by ourselves. I wouldn't have done it by myself. He wouldn't have done it by himself. Go ahead.
It's the power of partnership, really. The power of partnership.
Yeah. So, wow. So I have the dream man, the dream house, the dream career. I have a great relationship with my daughter. We have a great family relationship with her. And the one thing that was missing was a great relationship with my body. Because what Al and I like to do is we like to teach people how to fall in love with themselves, their life, and then their soulmate. If you're really cranky because you hate your job, you hate some part of your life, how can you be in love, right? How can you really be happy to be with? And if you don't like yourself, how can anybody else like you? Like, really? And if you don't really love yourself, and I know that sounds like a cliche, then what happens is some beautiful man will tell you, they'll tell you, oh, I love you, honey, I really love you, I just love you, I treasure you, and you won't get it. You won't get his love. Why? Because you don't love yourself enough. And you don't know how to let it in. Don't even know what's the missing piece. So for me, back in July, I spoke for Rich, and I was the heaviest that I've been in a really long time. In fact, this dress, I bought it in 2001, hoping I'd get into it someday. Well, this was the someday now. So in July, my birthday in June and July, I said, I can't do this anymore. Yes, I'm beautiful at any weight. Yes, I wrote a blog. I found love when I was fat, and now I'm not. Right? It's the most hit-on blog, I swear. So it's true. I mean, I'm glad I found love when I was fat, because I knew he loved me for the right reasons, right? I didn't have to lose weight, and even though I was like, you're this marathon runner, and you do 100 push-ups every day. I don't even like to exercise that much. Right? So I took the journey on. I said, I'm taking this journey on to love myself more. And I lost 38 pounds since July. So that's why I'm wearing this dress. Yeah. Thank you. And go ahead.
And I really didn't think she could do it. You know, she kept talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And I kept being quiet and quiet and quiet.
Smart man.
And then one day she started. And she got so intense and learned so much. And now it's a lifestyle change for Susan. And that's the good news. Lifestyle change.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I learned was really all about self-care and self-love. And it was also like there used to be so much drama in my life. There wasn't any time to focus on me and my diet and any exercise and things like that. So many people were inspired by how much weight I've lost that everybody wants to stop me and ask me. And I said, well, I'll just it's on your sheet, your handout. I created a website with a blog, you know, because I'm in maintenance, right? I have to still look at that every day. And I created a website called IWantToFallInLoveWithMyBody.com. And it was like the next journey. I didn't even know what I would find out about myself or my life. So I just want you to know that anything, this is the one area of my life, I could transform a business, I could transform someone's life, help them find love, help them find, you know, a great business to buy. I could do so many magical, transformative things, but the one area I felt powerless in was my body. And I'm sure that all of you have an area of your life that you in your past have felt powerless over. And so what I'm speaking to you right now is about that. I want you to know that if I could go from a size 16 down to a 10, you can do anything. If I can do it, there's no difference between Susan Bradley and any one of you. If I can find love, you can find love. You can find the kind of love you have always wanted and more. So I tell you, when I got serious about finding love, and this is important for you, was when my dad had cancer. And he's in his hospital room and he starts kissing my mom. Like she's the ocean and he's the desert. And he starts telling her how much he loves her. Never in my life did I hear Dad say, I love you. How many of you had parents like that? They didn't show affection, right? And something just wrenched my heart out. I'm like, why do I have to wait all of my life to hear my dad say, I love you? And really mean it and hear it and feel it and touch it and taste it. Right? Every child deserves to grow up hearing and seeing their parents be affectionate with each other. Because the number one reason that many of you are not in a relationship is because of the negative drama and the hurt that you have experienced before. So you can choose to have exactly what you want and have 2012 or any year be what you want it to be. There was drama last year in our lives, and that could have stopped me from losing weight. Oh, that chocolate looks really good today. It might make me feel better. No. And then my daughter. How many of you have children? Raise your hand. My adult daughter says to me, this is before Al and I connected, Mom, don't you want to get married again? Like that, right? I'm like, I felt inside her like this longing. I said, well, why are you saying that, honey? And she said, well, I want to have Christmases our way again. I want to have a family relationship again. I want you to have someone who treasures you. Mom, don't you want that? And that's when I realized, oh, goodness gracious, am I failing my own daughter by not being a good example in love? Because what I had noticed is that every time I changed relationships, every time a portion of my relationship got better, my daughter would have a better relationship, or she would let go of somebody who wasn't good for her. I noticed that. Now, part of my coaching practice, and I do coach people in the area of love and relationships, falling in love with yourself, your life, and your soulmate, right? I work with some really well-known people, which I'll keep private, but some stars, some very important, powerful people, some thought leaders. And one thought leader says, let me buy your book. I really want to buy your book. I want it for my daughter. I said, why do you want it for your daughter? He goes, I want my daughter to have a really great relationship. I said, well, do you really want to know what it's going to take for your daughter to have that really great relationship? And he says, yes. And I said, well, then you have to have that really great relationship. And he went, gulp. I go, right? How many of you are gulping on that one, right? But how do we do it if we haven't had that before? So what I'd like to do is let you know that, first of all, you have to decide inside. So I want you to close your eyes and think about what 2012 or any year is going to be for you. What do you want to see 3 months, 6 months from now? What is it? Who are you going to open your heart to? What kind of love are you going to have? Now open your eyes. Are you going to be willing to flirt? Because I teach people how to flirt a lot. And I told you, don't get drama in your life by dating someone who's married. Do you want to know how to find out if someone's married before you start dating them? Anybody know? Ask them. Just say, if you're not married or seeing someone, I'm going to flirt with you. Is that okay? Right? And just say, are you married? Are you single? Just right out front. So just turn to someone and say, are you single? Doesn't matter who you're pointing to. You're getting practice. 1, 2, 3. Are you single? Are you single, Oscar?
Yes, I am.
Okay. He says, yes, I am. And then you want to look in their eye real fast to see, are they really single? Because, they might look away or something. Okay. So now you know why I'm here. I've had drama in my life, but I also now have a really incredible life that just keeps getting better. I can tell you something. I was happy when I was fat, and I was beautiful when I was fat, and I was talented when I was fatter, right? And now I'm thinner. Thinner is better for me. I feel so much healthier. My rosacea went away. I don't eat sugar anymore. Sometimes I do. But you can read about it on my blog when I fall down. So the next part of this handout that I gave you was, what do you do to not have more drama in your life, right? So I said, don't, keep chasing men, keep chasing the women in their life. What do the women need to do? The women need to allow men to support them. Allow men to support you. Yes, I know, you know how to do it all. You're very capable. You could probably, you probably have your own drill with it's got, sequins on it or something, right? And your own set of screwdrivers that nobody else is allowed to touch. We know you can do that, but one of the things about allowing a man to come into your life and have it be less drama, have less drama, is to let men support you. So you're not spent at the end of the day going, oh my God, I had to do everything. Men are just waiting for you to ask them to support you and help you with something or another. They are. Al was waiting for that, he jumped on the opportunity when I asked him for help because he's a fantastic coach too. He coaches entrepreneurs. His website is at entrepreneursroom.com. You can talk to him about that. It's Entrepreneurs Room, and that was the in front. So it's a big job. For some of us women, we're really powerful. We have businesses. We've raised our families. We're smart, right? There's a lot of beautiful people in this room tonight. How does a man know how to operate with a woman who looks like she has it all already? Like I tell women all the time, we want to find a man, don't wear any jewelry on your fingers. Because they'll think you're taken and they won't talk to you, especially if you're extra gorgeous. So let men support you more. Little baby steps, you can do that. You can ask. There's a lot of things I can do. I can put the suitcases in the car, but I'm much happier when Al puts them in the car, right?
I'd be happier if you did.
You're funny. No, we wouldn't. But here, I'll give you an example. One night, we're at his house. This is before we had our house, right? The furnace goes out, and it's freezing cold. I'm like, okay. So Al told me in the very beginning, I don't fix anything. I don't build anything. Those are not my skills. Don't expect me to do that. You'll just get frustrated. But I can listen and listen and listen and listen. I'm a great coach, and he really is. And I can do all these other things, but don't ask me to fix anything. So the furnace goes out, and I'm down there going, this little red light's going blinkety blink, blink, blink. And I'm getting the booklet out. I never read that stuff, right? And I'm like, okay, it's flashing like a code here. Here's the code. This is what it says. You've never cleaned out your thing cleaned out, your furnace cleaned out. So I'm like, why am I down there with the workbook, right? This is early in our relationship, looking at the code on the furnace. That did not put me in my feminine energy, right? So after that, I said, Al, when something like that happens, even though either one of us could figure this out, would you please just take it on? Will you take it on, right? So that I could stay in my feminine and go, oh, thank you, honey, for taking care of that, right? And so we made an agreement. We made an agreement that those kind of things, like taking out the garbage and all that other stuff, he would do. So it keeps me in my feminine, and he gets to be in his masculine. And we started noticing little things that would happen, and I'd say, ooh, that just took me out of my feminine energy. How many people know what I'm talking about? If you're being real angular and you have to get everything done and don't bother me and don't stop me for a kiss right now, don't you see I'm doing something, right? So like you have to come up with your own systems. If you divvy up your responsibilities, then you can keep the woman in her feminine, you're in your masculine, and you have a much easier relationship, unless you want it the other way around. So that's one way of getting drama out of your relationship. Being in your feminine helps to find a relationship. Because if I'm always too busy or you're too busy working, I'm as a workaholic. Anybody else out there a workaholic? I'm recovering now, okay? Right now I just want to have fun with Al. I want to go have fun. So if you're so busy working you don't have time for love, how many people are like that? Okay. You've got to take a deep breath. You got to relax, right? So, everybody take a deep breath. Inhale. Hold it at the top, and exhale. Again, I want to hear everybody exhale. So everybody inhale. Hold it at the top like it's, hold it, and exhale. Okay, great. No one's breathing in this room. I want to hear everyone really sigh like you're relaxing. This is not a trick. Inhale. There you go. Okay. Just the ladies. Ladies, inhale. Hold it at the top and exhale. Ooh, that's nice. And gentlemen, just you. Inhale and exhale. Sigh like you're really relaxing. This sounds like Ohio. Are we really in California? This is what they do in Ohio. Really? You gotta breathe. I'm from Ohio, so I can say that, right? All right, so I'm trying to teach you a subliminal flirting technique, and you're not playing along. So I want everyone to really sigh like you're relaxing, but you got to get a deep breath in first, okay? You want to learn a subliminal flirting technique? I want to help you find love. Okay, everybody, inhale. Hold it up, and then really sigh like you're relaxing loudly. Now, all you have to do is stand next to somebody you really want to meet tonight and sigh like you're relaxing, right? And then all that you'll through, and that person will say, "Are we keeping you up? Am I boring you?" And you can say, "No, I'm just relaxing. I'm ready for a vacation. How about you?" Right? Who's not ready for a vacation? Like the minute you come back from one, right? Where would you go if money were no object? Where do you mostly go on vacations? And the next thing you know, you're in a conversation where you can flirt with each other and talk to each other and get to know each other. So again, everybody breathe so you can use this tonight. Inhale. And exhale, sigh like you're relaxing. Ah, don't you feel better now? Yeah. Am I keeping you up? Am I boring you? Say, no, I'm just relaxing. Okay, good. I'm ready for a vacation. How about you? Great. Okay, so to finish off, I know that you want to get dancing and flirting and all of that and start your new year. I want you to make a commitment to having this be the best year ever. The best year ever. And Al and I are doing these days in Carmel where you can come down, have lunch in Carmel, and have some relationship support, some classes that we teach on how to fall in love with yourself, your life. You have some personal appointments or even coaching. And in beautiful downtown Carmel, we have an office down there now. And then go out to dinner and have fun and drive back up here or spend a night somewhere. We also have a weekend retreat. And I wanted to make a special offer for you now tonight. One thing that I do is I have a really super high-level coaching package. It's not for everyone, and it's really expensive. So it's only something that a few of you will want and you'll want to talk to me about outside of this arena here. But there is some information about that. When I work with celebrities, they pay me $20,000 for 6 months of coaching. And it's very high level with 5-star retreats and introducing them to high-level business people they want to meet and matchmaking, things like that. And so I have a very special, really low rate for those of you who really want to jump in on something like that. But for those of you who just want a weekend retreat on breaking through love barriers, I'll be doing one of those in March, at the very beginning of March, and it's an incredible 48 hours in a beautiful, beautiful, luxurious place overlooking the ocean with many of your meals. And you actually come to figure out what is it that's really holding you back from finding the kind of love that you really want. It's breaking through love and abundance barriers, and it's normally $2,500.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks, Al. So he likes the fun part. Can you tell? So it's normally $2,500 for the weekend, and for tonight, I'm going to give away 5 seats to it, 5 places in it for only $500. That includes your lodging. You can spend that for 1 night of lodging in Carmel. So for $500, 5 people, the first 5 people will be able to go to one of my weekend retreats for only $500 complete. Food, lodging, and all of that. So see Al about that, and we have a flyer. And the next 5 people, if you're not the first 5, the next 5 people will pay $750. It's still worth it at $2,500 to come and spend a weekend with us. But I wanted to start the new year right off for somebody who says, I want to take advantage of that. I really want to do that earlier in the year rather than later. And I want this to be next year. And I see Susan up there speaking again, and I'm sitting in the same seat, and I didn't find the love that I wanted, right? And then one other coaching package that I have, it's a 6-month commitment. It's a 6-month commitment, and it's a coaching pod. You're actually in a pod like a mastermind with each other, and you get almost as much value out of being with the other people as you do with Al and I. And that's normally $4,800 for the entire 6 months. And I'm offering that also for only $500. So if you cannot, there's no reason for money to stop you, right? For $500 for 6 months for the coaching pod, you should be running over there and talking to Al about that right away, because that's like what some people pay for 2 pairs of shoes, okay? So I just want to let you know about that, because I'm usually really shy about saying that part of what I do, but then you don't know about it. So thank you for listening to that commercial part of it. And I'm really committed to helping you have the best year ever. You've got a sense of me, my life, that my life wasn't all picture rosy perfect, but I've made it that way now. And just a week before Christmas, I have a boat in the harbor, a Chinese junk, and we got a call at 5 in the morning that it sunk. In its berth, right? And I'm standing there, my girlfriend calls, and she goes, how come you're so calm when your boat is at the bottom of the ocean? I said, because what am I going to do? Am I going to add more drama to it? Am I going to scream, pull out my hair, blame myself, blame whoever, whatever? What? I don't need to add any more drama to my life. Who am I going to meet because this boat sunk and we got it back up? She's back in the water again. But the point is that you don't have to have things that happen to you impact your life negatively. It's not what happens to you, it's what you do about it. So tonight, it's not what happens on the dance floor. What happens on the dance floor stays here, right? Right? It's not what happens, it's what you do about it. Make sure that you connect with at least 5 people, men and women here tonight. Get to know people. And say, I'm ready for a vacation, how about you? I'm ready for a drama-free relationship, how about you? So, Rich, thank you for letting me bring out a brand new subject, because again, the #1 reason people don't find love now, don't even try, is because you don't want to get your heart hurt again. Let us help you with that. And thank you very much for playing with me and being here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, sweetie.